Welcome to a captivating series that delves into the fascinating world of 1970s horror cinema and the social and cultural changes that fueled its evolution. We embark on a journey through the shadows of a transformative decade where horror films emerged as a powerful reflection of societal anxieties and cultural shifts. Filmmakers pushed boundaries and challenged conventions. A convergence of social and cultural changes set the stage for an unprecedented exploration of violence, fear, and the macabre. In this series, we unravel the tapestry of influences that shaped 1970s horror cinema, examining the key factors that ignited this creative explosion, from the countercultural rebellion and relaxation of censorship to the impact of real-world events and the rise of independent filmmakers. Each episode peels back the layers to reveal the multifaceted forces at play. Join us as we delve into the dark recesses of the 1970s, where horror cinema became a powerful voice in reflecting and responding to a society in flux. Discover how these films became a cultural touchstone, resonating with audiences and paving the way for the future of the genre. Let the exploration begin. Welcome back, horror aficionados. We're continuing to dive deep into 1970s American horror. Today, we're taking a look at a brilliant gem that has flown under the radar for far too long. This 1973 terror fest is from directing team Willard, Huyck, and Gloria Katz, Messiah of Evil. It doesn't always get the attention it deserves, but it is worth watching. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our journey through 70s American horror cinema. Messiah of Evil takes us on a haunting journey to a coastal California town. The film follows a young woman named Arletty, who goes in search of her missing artist's father.
The art dealer was blind. Her fingers moved like a pale spider over my face.
As she delves deeper into the town's dark past, she discovers a malevolent force that is turning the residents into soulless, bloodthirsty creatures. Not quite zombies. Not quite vampires. Alongside Arletty, we meet a mysterious man named Tom, a Portuguese-American aristocrat who collects fascinating stories.
Like the Sirocco. It blows across the Mediterranean from Africa. I was born in Portugal, in a castle.
I thought it was a villa in Spain.
And his two female companions, Tony and Laura.
My father was rich and American.
Together, they unravel a web of madness as the townspeople succumb to an insidious influence. As the night progresses, the lines between reality and nightmare blur, and our protagonist must fight to survive the onslaught of evil.
My husband dragged me out, and we ran to some neighbors who had guns, but it didn't stop them. They kept attacking anyway.
Get ready for a terrifying exploration as we dissect its bone-chilling European influences and unravel its significance within the haunting subgenre of the American nightmare. The 1970s were a tumultuous decade, not only in American cinema, but abroad. Europe was dealing with its own cultural revolution, and some of the decade's most memorable films came from the continent. European horror cinema of the time was renowned for its distinct visual style, psychological depth, and a willingness to push the boundaries of the genre. Directors like Dario Argento and Mario Bava crafted chilling tales that captivated audiences worldwide. Groundbreaking filmmakers were creating a new visual language with cinema, and that language made its way across the ocean to America where its influence can be seen throughout many films of the era, notably Messiah of Evil. Messiah of Evil is strikingly Italian, so much so that if the actors were speaking Italian, no one would question the film's place among giallo greats like Deep Red and Don't Torture a Duckling. From the very first frame, Messiah of Evil immerses us in a world of atmospheric dread and dreamlike visuals. Its surreal imagery and disorienting camera work evoke the influence of European horror masters.
A world looking back to old gods.
The film embraces a sense of unease and discomfort, creating an otherworldly experience that lingers.
Arletty, what's wrong?
The use of color and lighting showcases a clear nod to European horror aesthetics. The vibrant hues and bold contrasts intensifies the film's haunting atmosphere, creating a neon, visual feast. Just like the great European horror classics, Messiah of Evil knows how to play with our senses and evoke a sense of unease through its visuals alone. It's a testament to the lasting impact European horror has had on the genre as a whole.
When his letters became more and more bizarre and finally stopped.
I have little time now. I can't write again. You mustn't worry. And please, you must promise not to follow me. I'm afraid to see people anymore. It's better that I wait alone.
But for as much as this film delights in its European influence, it is still very much an American film. One that film critic Kim Newman says belongs in the subgenre American Nightmare, a genre that subverts the American dream, showing instead its seedy dark side.
You forgot.
Hello there. Fill her up?
$2. No knock.
Yes, sir.
It's all about tearing down the facade and exposing the dark underbelly of society. Films like Night of the Living Dead, Deliverance, Straw Dogs, Taxi Driver, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre peel back the pristine layers hiding the gritty reality. Released in 1973, Messiah of Evil reveals a nightmarish reality lurking beneath in a quiet coastal community. This film embodies the core elements of the American nightmare, which is all about societal paranoia, the breakdown of traditional values, and the exploration of the human psyche. As the surreal story continues, Arletty and the audience struggle to tell reality from a dream. In Messiah of Evil, we witness this small town consumed by an eerie presence, where the boundaries of reality and nightmares blur, and as the film progresses, we're confronted with a decayed and corrupt society.
Little mess. Just about to feed me to the chickens. And Daddy said, maybe we could use a boy, Lottie. That's how I came into the world.
Reflecting the anxieties and disillusionments of the 70s. The American nightmare is alive and kicking in this atmospheric masterpiece.
It's about your daddy. They mustn't hear me. I got him fooled. I get drunk, Sleep on the sidewalk like a dog, and he let me be. I ain't crazy. Hello, Charlie.
What about my father?
You have to kill him.
You're crazy.
You can't bury him. Don't put him in the ground. You gotta burn him. You gotta put fire to his body.
Messiah of Evil touches on so many of the fears and anxieties that were prominent throughout the 70s. One common theme within the American nightmare is the loss of identity and the erosion of individuality.
It's a long time. What? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of this place. He didn't get lost, you know. He came here on purpose.
Identity and anxieties surrounding finding one's place in the world features heavily in another 70s classic, George Romero's Martin. Messiah of Evil explores this theme through characters who find themselves trapped in this nightmarish landscape. It's a haunting reflection of the anxieties and fears of a society in crisis.
Tom.
Another significant aspect of the American nightmare is the critique of consumerism and the commodification of human life. It's a theme that runs deep throughout the decade, but it's perhaps best portrayed in Dawn of the Dead. And this critique of rampant consumerism is the showcase in one of Messiah of Evil's most well-known scenes. The film challenges the notion of the American dream by portraying a town obsessed. People are reduced to mindless zombies driven by their desires and impulses. The entire film is presented as a twisted fever dream of pop art and cannibalism. And if that doesn't sum up the American nightmare, I don't know what does. Its themes are both universal and uniquely 70s America. It's written in a language that is globally intelligible. Messiah of Evil stands as a testament to the power of horror cinema during the 1970s. It seamlessly merges the atmospheric dread of European horror with the societal critique and psychological exploration of the terrifying realities of the American dream. It leaves us with a lingering unease, a feeling that the nightmares portrayed on screen are reflections of the very real fears and anxieties of the era. It serves as a reminder that horror has the power to mirror our darkest fears and shed light on the hidden truths of our society. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark corners of the 1970s American horror. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're just scratching the surface of this terrifying decade.